All right, hi, this is Paul Slatkus. I'm speaking to Dr. Michael Stern. Hi, doctor, how are you?
Super.
All righty, you're the founder of the Seattle Weight Loss Center, and you're in Seattle now, and we're going to talk to you about losing weight. Actually, you wrote a book, the Rotation Diet book. Is that right?
Yes, Dr. Stern's rotation diet.
All right, does that mean like you turn yourself upside down after you eat and you lose
Um,
weight that way?
Basically, it's based on my own life experience of yo-yo dieting and trying every diet that has been popular over the last 60 years.
Uh-huh.
And after trying them and finding them all to work, I decided that the best system was to choose a few and use those in a rotating basis
Oh.
and go from one to the other, but each person is unique and has to decide what's best for them and what their goals are in terms of losing weight and maintaining it for life.
All right. So I'm a yo-yo guy. I'm yours a good example of what you speak about. I've lost weight at least 7 times. I've lost over 30 pounds and put them back. And so and I have used different diet methods. Probably my most successful method has been betting my landlord. To stand naked in the window on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn with maybe 100,000 cars. That one I won 3 times because I would have lost my family. My daughter told me it's over and everybody else. So that was a good diet. But I go way back to Channel 13 in the late 70s, where we had a diet group. We had a competition. I don't know. I think it's this competition that I do well under. And the group got together and we went against another one. And then over the years, I did the Atkins, the Weight Watcher. I'm 40 pounds overweight now. And right now, so I'm and I just gained 15 pounds in this last year of being home. So
And
what should I
that's
do? Help.
okay. Well, the first step that I recommend is you have to know why you want to lose it. For you and me, we're both competitive. And so the competition works. For many people, that turns them off. So they have to choose another method. For me, I lost 70 pounds in 7 months in last year, basically,
Oh.
and this year. And I've maintained it because I looked at the long term and not just the short term. I lost probably 40 to 60 pounds 10 times in my life. I used to tell people I lost 600 pounds, but not all at once. And one of the things I arrived at was the concept that I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, but how many people come up to you when you lose 50 pounds and say to you, boy, you look great?
Everybody, anybody I know.
Yes, and I really enjoyed getting those accolades, and that's what you get. So I thought the reason I was going up and down is because I wanted to continue having people tell me that I look great. Of course, they don't say anything when you're fat. They omit that. So I realized that it's probably better to be stable, but stability is much harder than
Ah,
losing the
brutal.
weight. The reason is because we have short-term plans. You have to plan for being on something forever, for life. That's the issue.
A life
And
plan.
if you have a short-term goal, you can get it. But if you make your goal long-term, how can I do this forever? And I explain to people that there's only 3 diets available. It's either a weight gaining, weight losing, or weight neutral diet. And it's almost impossible to have weight neutral. You either burn up more calories than you eat, or you eat more calories than you burn. And so what you and I may have done is after you lose the weight, you go on a regular diet, which is eat whatever you want in whatever quantity until you get fat again. That's a weight gaining diet. Well, if you go on it and you understand that you're on a weight gaining diet and enjoy it, well, know what the result is. You're going to gain weight. And so then you go on a weight loss diet. Everybody asks you, how did you do it? And as you found out, it's not important how, it's why. You were doing it to win a bet or a competition. I did it last year and this year over a program, a physical therapy program that was offered in Seattle, where they took people in wheelchairs who hadn't walked, and they used a system to allow them to walk again with what I call robotic braces, where your mind talks to the robot and thinks movement, and all of a sudden your legs are moving again. So I was incredibly motivated to want to walk again because I'm a quadriplegic from multiple sclerosis. So I read the what qualifies you. And the first thing it says is you have to be 80 kilos, which is 176 pounds. At the time, I was 240 pounds. So I immediately started. I said, I'm going to lose the weight and get down to 176. I did this within several months. And as I said, 70 pounds in 7 months. And then when I was almost done with the program, I called the department and they said the program does have an 80 kilo maximum, but also we only take people that are under 60. And so I lost the weight for the reason that I thought I could walk again, and found out after I lost it that I did qualify based on weight, but I was disqualified because I'm a baby boomer who's more than 60.
Were you able to walk, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a quadriplegic, and I have been unable to walk or even stand for the last 7 years. I've been in a wheelchair for the last 10 years, and I gradually, over 25 years, went from being an active sports enthusiast. I ran marathons, I did triathlons, and now I'm in a wheelchair, and I lost the weight with no exercise at all. Because obviously, as a quadriplegic, you can't exercise like I used to. My life was really surrounded by sports since I was in high school. I played every sport. As an adult, I'd water ski in the morning. I'd go and do surgery. And then at lunch, I'd play basketball, see patients in the afternoon, and then in the evening, teach free classes for people to lose weight. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I had to make a transition into a life of sitting in a chair all day long and not being able to walk or go to the gym or water ski or play golf.
You still do some free classes, is that right?
I give free consultation to anyone. I expanded the free classes partly because of COVID and using Zoom to talk to anyone. I can expand it to seeing anyone in the whole country, just as I'm in Seattle and you're in New York. I can see people who need to lose weight in New York and help them without driving there.
Do they go to seattleweightlosscenter.org to learn more about that?
That's my website is seattleweightlosscenter.org. I'm a nonprofit corporation, and the reason I started that was because in Washington State, to keep your medical license, you as a retired person, you can do it if you volunteer. So in March, I volunteered at a free clinic. The free clinic, because of COVID, closed. So I asked myself, how can I volunteer for a nonprofit? Well, I decided the best way was to start one. So I started in April at Seattle Weight Loss Center, and I offer free consultation to any patient who registers. And then I took the first 6 months that I was doing it, and they said, if you want to communicate your message best, write a book. So I wrote a book and just had it published. And so I'm doing interviews to try to promote both the book, Dr. Stern's Rotation Diet, and my free consultations that are offered on my website, which is seattleweightlosscenter.org.
All right. One, just because, this New Year's Eve might be coming up soon, I believe. And everybody in the whole wide world seems to always like to utilize a day as a time for resolutions, I think is one of the words that they say. Changes, we got another shot, a new chance. And it seems like weight loss could be maybe on the top 1 or 2 or 3 of that scenario. Give us a suggestion. All right, the day is coming up.
Well, I can say that it was number 1 on my list almost every year except the next year, because I don't have to. My first thing is how to maintain it for a year.
Okay.
And so if people want to lose weight, they have to do their work to find out their reason why, what motivates them. For you, if it's competition, well, I'm thinking and going to start online at the Biggest Loser contest so that people like myself and you who are competitive want to lose weight based on winning $1,000. And if you can do it from anywhere. And I will be putting that on my website to get people to register in the first week of January and run it for 3 or 4 months and see if people will want to enter. And we only have to deal with how to verify their weight, their way in and their way out so that nobody cheats.
So you're going to have a Biggest Loser contest on your website. Is that what you're saying? Or
yes,
TV show? Oh, your own website. Good idea. It's a nice thing. Good job. Go for it. It's a good one.
Are you
I
going to
might
answer
join in.
is the question.
Huh?
The question I have to you, Paul, is are you going to answer?
You know, it's not a, it's a, uh, yes, I'll enter it. And I'll tell you why. Because then I have potential for $2,000. See, my buddy in San Francisco already offered me 1,000. Here's what his bet is, okay? I only lost one time, and I lost that to my grandkids because I wasn't fully, I wanted to semi lose so I could give them money. So that was the only time I ever lost. The other guys I destroyed. I had to win. But the people, but so I got a buddy in San Francisco. He'll give me 1,000, but I have to keep off the weight for 1 month. So I have to get down
1 month.
200. Yeah, I have to. I know it sounds like a little wimpy bet, but I have to get under 200. So right now, I just weighed in at 219. To be frank, about 3 weeks ago, I don't understand how it happened. I was 205. I don't know. I guess I'm gorging. I'm hardly going out, especially because of the COVID thing. I go. Some people gain weight very quickly. Isn't that right, Doc?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody's unique. And the science behind it is very clear that our bodies are designed to store fat. Fat is the most important endocrine organ in our body. And we're supposed to have fats for survival. It's taken millions of years of evolution to get us to store fat. And now we have the perfect storm. We have unlimited food in every country available, and we have our bodies saying store the fat. Well, when you combine the two, unlimited food, and you can go without doing any physical activity, and our body's saying store the food because the next fast is coming. Well, in the United States, the next fast for you and I never came. So part of the program is to fast and feast. There's no problem with fasting for days. I worked for 2 years in California at a fasting center. We had people fasting from weeks through 6 weeks without ill effects. And this is one of the fallacies that many people in the medical community have, that fasting is dangerous. It's health promoting. So going and just drinking water is a very good thing. It allows your body to cleanse. And every hospital in the country does this every day of the year. If you've ever been a patient in the hospital, you know the first thing they do is they have you stop eating. They call it NPO, but basically you're fasting. Because they give you an IV, it's mostly water and a little sugar and maybe a little salt, which if you can still drink, that's a good idea. You have a little salt water, you have a little sugar water, and that's all you eat for 2 days. That's how I suggest people start out their weight loss program. The fastest way to lose weight is not eating.
I have tried that, man. I have used it, and it does work. I agree with you. I think I'm not anti-fasting by any means. In fact, Monday usually is my fast. If I was going, if I had that, the word that everybody says with me is discipline. I'm a fairly undisciplined person, unless I guess I have a bet or I have some exact goal. And then keeping up with it, am I disciplined enough to not
Well, the
maybe after
4
9 o'clock,
pillars,
things like that.
the 4 pillars are number 1, motivation. In my book, it's motivation, then it's enduring discipline, then it's diet, then it's exercise. So you have to have a reason why you are motivated for competition. I was motivated to walk again. When I lost weight previously, I was motivated to reduce my chances of premature heart disease because I had a very significant family history of heart disease. On my mother's side, she had 3 brothers who all died of heart disease, and one of them at 45. So I was going to stop that, and I was motivated by keeping in shape lifetime by exercising, running marathons, but I omitted maintaining my weight. That's why I was a yo-yo dieter. But I never would go over 240. And I would go from 240 to 180 in 3 months. That was got a lot of attention.
And what did you do?
And
How'd you do that? How did you go from that 240 to 180?
I went on a variety of programs, but at the time I was Pritikin. I also used fasting. Do you remember the Pritikin diet?
I remember Pritikin, Atkins, I remember them all.
Okay, well, I used several of them, but I always started out with fasting.
All right. Okay. I was going to go food shopping after this interview. Let me evaluate that situation. All right. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. Last quick question. And so, well, I said it. So when I say something, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go to your website and
Well,
did you set it up yet?
I don't have it up yet, but it's in the planning stages, and tell your friend in San Francisco that I would appreciate he donate it to the nonprofit corporation, get a tax write-off, and then he's motivating more than just his friend Paul. He can motivate other people.
That would be a nice thing. I can't speak for him, but it's an
No.
idea. I got a hard enough time speaking for myself. So let's
I was just planting a seed
I
for
saw
you to
that.
talk to him about it.
No, I see that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. And in fact, for those, because we have a not-for-profit too, this is a good year to make a donation because of the CARES Act. Because the CARES Act, you can write off 100% of, in addition to adjusted income as a tax write-off due to the CARES Act. Also has some play into it. I didn't delve too deep into it because I can't hardly get anybody to donate here. In any case, the good news at this point is, let me ask you, so I'm involved with World Peace. That's one of my big donations in this world. I do the Peace Day concerts for celebrating the United Nations International Day of Peace, September 21st. I asked thousands of people, what is peace to them? Dr. Stern, what is peace for you?
Our peace is the international, worldwide cooperation of people. Having grown up in first year of baby boomers and going to high school and college in the 60s, I think about community and serving others and helping others. And my whole life in medicine and now as a retired physician has been how to get joy out of helping others. So I think world peace is people getting joy from helping others. And if they do that, they can't fight wars over religious differences. They can't fight wars over country affiliation. They serve their worldwide community in a way that brings them joy by serving others.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. Stay on for a second after we finish, and healthy and a happy holiday and New Year, and keep up the very good work. Thank you.
You're welcome.